What's going on, everybody? This is Devil Dog underscore 88. Where's all the devil pups?
Me? Why can't I waste my data? Why can't I waste my data?
What's going on, everybody? So let's have that conversation about what is wrong with Nanos.
Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with Nanos? Any clue? The man is just like going after anybody who gives literally the FBI information. He goes ahead and wants to snap, it appears, just like he just did to the accessor. Unbelievable. I mean, what would you think? Would you think that he's hiding something? Would you think that he's trying to protect somebody? If it is the assessor responsibility to give literally the FBI the information, then why would it be a big deal? Makes no sense, does it? Lisa's in the house. Paul's in the house. He must be hiding something, Lisa. No doubt about it. Why else would you be upset? And then the idea that she doesn't work for him, she doesn't work under him. So in reality, why didn't you just boot his ass out of her office? Or if they were on the phone, say adios and just hang up.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. What up, Grumsky?
Next, what you mean? What you say again?
I mean, what else are we looking at here? What else could it be? What is he hiding?
Okay, say that again.
Is he really trying to protect and deflect for T and A? What's going on, Marianne? Money, says Lisa. It's got to be something, and it probably is money. A grumpy old man that must hate us. No doubt. No doubt. Without a doubt. Paul says he is conveying for covering. He is covering for the family, or he is in it with them. I mean, I hate to put those type of things out there, but what else could it be? I mean, if you go back and you look at everything that Nanos has done, from calling off the search after 48 hours only, changing personnel, not giving answers at the press conferences, the few that he did do, making it seem like he just didn't want to tell anybody anything. Brenda says, good evening, Devil Dog and mods and pups. It just makes no sense. Literally, it makes no sense at all. Yes, he is. Here you go. This is a quick peek, okay? Okay? You guys see that, right? I got it on there right now. I'll let you know when he gets there. Paige says, cool dog. Yes, I'll let you know when he gets there. He's just still on his bicycle or his e-bike. I'll tell you one thing. After looking at these people and their criminal past in Pima County is the place to be, right? Then you ask the question, what would it be and why would they say this place up there in the Catalina foothills is a very safe place? When if you go do the background of some of these people, it's like the worst of the worst. Wouldn't you agree? Gronsky, we're good. Page, high crime area, Huff Falls. Norma, good evening, DD, and beautiful chat. Ooh, Ross, Semper Fi, everybody. Brenda says, Devil Dog, do you trust a YouTube channel called Daily Crime? I want to, no, I don't think so because it sounds, that's all AI, in my opinion. That's all AI. I mean, they always put out this information that sounds very salacious, right? Very like, oh, look, they stumbled over something. But here's the thing. We've been on this from the beginning. We ain't stumbled anything new. It always concerns me when it appears to be an AI. I mean, there's straight trash all across the desert. It's horrible. It's pathetic looking, no doubt. Oh shoot. Okay, here we go. It's pathetic looking, no doubt, Paige. Spool says safe place because they keep each other's secrets. They just take everybody else's stuff. That's why it's a safe place. No doubt, Spool. Well said. Well said. Norma, good evening, Lisa. Paige, cartel, probably. I don't know. I mean, you really think that the cartel would waste their time on this rather than just go ahead? I mean, I would say if it was the cartel, it would have to be one of their rivals, family members, or something that they would do this to, because it's getting back at a rival, right? What? So you could see them doing this to a family member. But literally, I just don't see them doing this. Not that they're innocent or all, like choir boys here, but the fact is, they got other things that are more important than a 84-year-old lady. That's just my opinion anyway. Norma, Paige with the dab. The dab of the Devil Dog. We're going to have to do a t-shirt about that too. Hello. Hello, Falls, says Norma. Who gets a dismissal for burglary and assault in the 4th degree? Who gets a dismissal? Right? You're talking about KD, right? Who gets a dismissal for a burglary and an assault in the wait, you're talking about LD, or you're talking about what's his name that starts with the C? You know who I'm talking about. Mom's home owns a bunch of houses. He just went back to prison February the 1st for breaking parole. Yeah, but who does? Who gets a dismissal for burglary and an assault? And not here in Ohio. Your ass would be in jail. That's just how it rolls out here. I'm not saying it's any better, but that's how it rolls out here. Your ass would be in jail. Norma says, yes, very true, DD. You skipped a lot of people there. Paul says, hi, Norm. Paige, who did Falls? Laughing out loud. Kayla. It's pathetic, man. You know she had to have talked, right? She had to have talked to get a lighter sentence in this last go around. Norma says, I don't think the cartels have anything with that. I don't either. I just don't see that. I mean, it's always possible, right? You got to keep everything on the table. For sure. You got to keep everything on the table. I'm just not sure that we're going to put a plate out there for someone to eat at the table because they're probably not going to show up. Because you get my drift? Okay, Falls, thank you. You welcome, says Falls. Nope. Too long. They have sent back body parts if it was cartel. That's a fact. I mean, that's no lie. Fact of the matter is, they probably wouldn't have even taken the parts. They probably would have just done it right there, and off they went. Because the thing with the cartel is they want you to see their destruction, their power of unaliving someone, dismantling someone. It's almost like it's a psychological thing that they do so that the person receiving at the other end can look at that and go, man, these guys, they're like the devil themselves. You know, they have no heart, they have no compassion. We better watch our P's and Q's, right? It's sending a message of ruthlessly, if that's even a word, to be ruthless, right? To be just the most devious on the planet. And when you see that, if you're the receiving end, man, you're either going to go all after or you're going to be like, man, we better pull back a little bit. I think we might have made a mistake, right? That's the whole point of the cartel is to send a message. Falls, Kayla, Devil Dog, Brenda says, no, the cartel would not touch Nancy. I'm sorry, they don't know Nancy. The cartel normally go after people that owe them, not family members. That is exactly right. That's exactly right, Brenda, without a doubt. 100%. If they're going to go after a family member, it's going to be a rival gang, a rival cartel, another rival cartel, whether it's the East and the West, whether it's the Sinaloa, or whether it's the whatever, you know, Adamine or whatever the case may be. They're only gonna send a message to those people. Everybody else ain't got time for that. There's too much money to be made than trying to get a few dollars from a person's mother, or not even the mother, the daughter, because she's got a little bit of money. Hello, Brenda, says Norma. I didn't meet the cartel pertaining to Nancy. I should have been more specific to avoid confusion. Oh, no worries. No worries, Paige. No worries. I mean, that's been thrown out that the cartel could have done this. That's been thrown out. So you're not. I mean, and anybody who thinks that is not out of the norm. That's actually going around that it could be a cartel. Me personally, I just don't see it for those reasons. But that doesn't mean that that's a crazy theory. Make no mistake. There's a lot of people that have that theory, believe it or not. Norma, big hugs. Balls. But actually, all our perps on the list have potent, serious charges. And that's a fact. Every one of them. Maybe with the exception of A and T, everybody else, probably no doubt in my mind, have a rap sheet Jesus as far as we can read, no doubt. Little Red B, sorry for being late. You're good, Little Red B. I was a few minutes late as well. No worries. Norma, Brenda, hugs. Glenna, hello, DD. What's going on, Glenna? Good to have you. Glad you're here. Paige, hi, Little. No worries. Glenna, long time no see. Where you been hiding? Paige, hi Glenna, long time no see. Brenda Falls, you got that right. I actually saw that on 857 court. It makes me sick. I just don't get it. Glenna says, hi Lisa. Falls, it's ridiculous. Well, then they wonder why they have so much crime. If there's no consequences for people's actions, then why are they going to stop? Why aren't they going to take their chances? Why aren't they going to commit these type of things if it's to gain something? If they get caught, well, hell, slap them on the wrist. Brenda Falls, yes, it is. Glenna, so they haven't heard if her body was found. No, her body wasn't found as of yet. I mean, there's been an individual who's been out there that's found some bone on one time and some items on another today. Actually, found some items, but doesn't seem to be affiliated with Nancy. Although could be, just doesn't seem. But as far as Nancy herself, no, nothing. Crickets. Sarah Hudak, tell the truth and bring Nancy home. Ooh, raw, simplified, like that. Well said, Sarah. Brenda Devil Dog, you got that right. Paige, the reason the doctor described the porch guy as muscle for show and the mastermind as the boss with the plan is because I was meticulously planned out yet carelessly acted out. Very true. Very true. And here's the thing. What happens when you have everything planned out and something goes wrong? How do you respond? If you're a legit a group to be reckoned with because you do your homework, if you're legit, you're going to have a secondary plan ready to go. Or you're going to have another option if something goes south. But if you're just flying by the wing of hoping that everything goes the way you just planned, it never goes the way you just planned in anything in life. So to me, that's why I'm just not impressed with this group. I'm really not. I'm really not impressed with this group. I don't think they're a very smart group. I think through the channels of the piss poor search, the piss poor gathering information, gathering evidence, the piss poor, the whole process. I think they just got lucky. They got lucky and they slipped through the cracks. That doesn't mean they're going to get away with it. It just means right now it looks like, oh my God, what the hell? But in reality, we know that there is evidence there. You know, it's like leading the dog to the bone, right? Or leading the dog to the water, right? It's all about that. They're going to find sooner or later. It may be later, and it may be someone else that finds it, but it's there. There was too much hand and mouth going on with that bite light. There was too much saliva being transferred to the gloves. There was too much touching, even with gloves. And think about it. Do you think for 1 minute that they're not going to forget that they just took the light out of their mouth with the saliva? Do you think they're just going to forget? Oh God, I got to make sure I don't touch nothing because I have the saliva. No, they're so focused on other things. They probably got so many things going on in their head that that's the last thing they're thinking. The only thing they know is, hey, I got gloves, so they can't get our fingerprints. Yeah, that's true, dumbass, until they go ahead and get your DNA. Just saying. Glenna, exactly, and that isn't the cartel. No way. This isn't the cartel. Brenda, Glenna, no, they haven't found Nancy yet. At least, in other words, Porsche guy was too much at ease, like a common criminal, but there was a big planning involved behind. Oh, absolutely. And that makes sense, Paige. The idea that he was so smooth walking, so nonchalantly walking. That's why a lot of people in law enforcement, people that I normally watch, would say, oh, heck yeah, this person here definitely had to know who Nancy was. They knew her family, they knew her, they knew her movements because there was too much integral pieces going on for it to be just somebody who just, saw her one day and said, hey, this would be an easy cash payday. Glenna says, I still feel Barney Fife and Savannah and family knew. I'm thinking more and more that now I'm thinking more and more that Savannah and the brother, um, Cameron, I think they have a possible good idea that it very well could have been someone in the family, just not them. So that pretty much narrows it down, right? I still feel Barney Fife, no doubt. I can understand why. Look at everything he's doing. Look at everything. Look at how hard he's making it seem. How hard he's making it for them to do anything without his okay. Lena, I've been busy on cold cases in Indiana. Interesting. Anything exciting over there? Lisa, hi, 1985. L is in the house. Body will be found when someone talks. Who knows something? I really don't think it will be before then. And you're probably right. But the idea is that this was a group, a small group. I'm guessing maybe 3 to 4. At the most 4, at the least 3. And it could have been 2 for that matter. I just think that if you're going to be good at what you're doing, you're going to need to have all angles covered. Someone in the vehicle, someone watching for traffic, someone in the front, someone in the back. You're going to need at least that. That's why it tells me that it's 3 to 4. But you never know. Maybe that's why you have Dumb and Dumber, right? Nice, Glenna. How interesting. Absolutely. Hello, Lisa says, Glenna, but I saw you were on and had to stop and see how everything is. We're just trying to piece. I mean, everybody we talked the other day, the other few days, of the people we talked about, Glenna, they all fit that profile, that picture. I'm sure everybody here right now would agree that everybody we have mentioned literally fits that, not so much the profile, but fit the, not just a porch guy, but they fit that scenario like they would have something to gain. In other words, they're all somehow connected with their tentacles, you know? And I think we all think that, in all honesty, in my opinion. Right, says Glenna. I was at my son's concert last night and I was talking to my mom. She also follows the case. You wouldn't believe the misinformation she's getting. Oh, there's so much information. It's because you're hearing a lot of stuff. Who was it? I think it was Brenda said about it, brought up a crime person that comes out and asked if I thought. And I'm like, you just got to be careful with that, with those AIs because they sound so legit. But then you got to ask your question: why haven't we found it? If in fact we're on top of it, how did we miss that? And yeah, and you got to be careful not to make that mistake. No doubt about it. I was at my son's concert last night and I was talking to my mom. She's also fond of the kid. Yeah, there's so much misinformation. That's because everybody's trying to throw a dart, right? Blindfolded, hoping to hit something. No doubt about it. Little Red Bee, like Nancy and Savannah didn't know the witch and warlock? Sure they did. Yeah, it's kind of hard to be that blind in all honesty. If it was something they couldn't hear, they were deaf, I could understand that. But they can see, and I'm sure they knew that somebody was dabbling in that direction. No doubt about it. Great to see you, Glenna. Always, says Paige. Brenda, on 857 court, I actually seen a criminal who did something really bad to a minor was released the same day. And then they wonder why there's so much vigilante justice going on right now. It makes just, yeah, I mean, what do you expect is going to happen? It's just crazy. Crazy, crazy. Lisa, bummer about your mom in 1985. Lisa, no goth people, no Kayla, not Nancy or Savannah, says Paige. Gothic people, no Kayla and Nancy. Well, they did say Savannah and Annie used to dress very gothic-ish in high school. Um, I'm sure as people get older, they become more mature and more wiser. But that goes without saying, right? The damn timelineness is so off. It is. It is very off. And I think it's something so minute that if you move this here and that there, it would all fit. I mean, it would all make sense. But those two little timing type issues, that's what's causing us the problem of being able to really understand what the hell happened. Man, I hate that she just needs to be laid to rest. Amen, no doubt. For the love of God. And as far as Barney Five share nanos, he makes my blood boil. I get it. I totally get it. I totally agree with you. Dee Dee, they will find it. Oh, they will. They will. They have to find it, Glenda. You know why? Because they can't let a case like this go unsolved. Or they think they have problems now. They're going to have problems left and right. Everybody trying to copycat, trying to do the same thing and modifying it a little bit. In their minds, they're probably thinking, well, hell, all we have to do is do the unthinkable, the unorthodox, something different. And that's going to throw everybody out of whack. Just saying. You've got to solve cases like these. These are very important. Timeline. Little Red B. Lisa Witch equals A. Warlock equals T. I mean, yeah. They have to know. I mean, come on. Mejito, Mr. Devil himself, worshiper, Mejito, we know where he does. We know who he goes ahead and promotes in music. It's T. And it's DC. That's who their promoter is. You can look it up. I mean, we talked about this earlier. Kayla, she does tattooing and piercing. She does it at a lot of these venues. There's pictures out there on her Instagram. Got to look it up. So the idea that these people are like not all somehow conjoined in some way, shape, or form, it's crazy. It's ludicrous. It's just ludicrous. And then on top of that, you have other people like Luke that knows Kayla, which definitely at somewhere they had to cross paths, right? I mean, it just all makes sense, guys. It really does. Porch guy without a care, not looking around and acting like timid at all. And a little unorthodox. Seemed like he was a little bit, just like, I don't know, maybe lethargic, maybe a little bit like he had all the time in the world. Exactly, Lisa. L, yep, Lisa. Lisa Peg. Not Kayla and Monica, but T and A. Okay, got it now. Yes. Yes. Motique. Glenna, they wanted her money. I'm telling you, I know some people are coming out and saying, here recently I've heard some saying, oh, it's not I think it was probably an AI. But oh, it's not, a ransom. This, I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, my honest opinion, it is definitely a ransom for money. It's all about the money. The only problem is what happened is it went wrong. She became unalive. They could not show a proof of life because of it, and then everything just went south. You know, and now no one can really say anything because not only is it a ransom, but you're also not isn't it only a kidnapping, but now you're looking at unaliving somebody, and anybody who knew is a part of it is a co-conspirator. Let's say Gothic people is usually a reference for Kayla and her man friend. Ugh, yeah, that is true. That is very true. When I say Gothic, I'm not saying the whole people that enjoy the thing of wearing black or have that Gothic look or whatever. I'm not saying they're all bad people. When I say Gothic, I'm referring literally in this case. I'm referring to Kiki and the photographer. That's who I'm referring to. And then, of course, all the ones that know about the satanic little thing. Well, if you look at those pictures, they're all in black. They're all in black. They're all gothic looking. They all have the chains coming out of their ass. I mean, it's kind of hard not to think that, right? Lisa says, I'm out. Paul says, you leaving? Glenna, always. I didn't mention God. I didn't mention goth, at least. Yeah, listening only. What I just missed. It's fine. I'm over it. I believe there was a whole team. Like I said, 3 or 4. Anything more than that, someone's going to get drunk. Someone's going to get stoned. Someone's going to get, going to get buzzed or something, and they're going to start talking. No doubt about it. Falls. There's so many bad actors living right there. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, I bet you could find probably 5 to 6 people that we know of that live in that area that have criminal sheets like nobody's business. Yes, indeed. From the doorbell to the doorbell, bracket to the floor mat. Makes no sense. I agree. No doubt about it. Yep, my mom gets a lot of A info or people looking for clicks and views. I tried to tell her and she was so confused. That's all you can do, man, is try to help, people out and help them try to understand. And that's all you can do. Yuli's in the house, said hi everybody. Norma, hello, 1985. Falls, take care, everyone. I'm headed to the concert. Good luck. Have a good time, Falls. Let me know how it turns out. That is my favorite band growing up. L, hi, Norma. L, hello, Yuli. Brenda, Devil Dog, it made me super mad and sick how the judge could do that. Oh, I agree. I agree. I don't blame you one bit. Brenda, I don't blame you one bit at all. The idea that they're going to let people get away, well, what's going to deter them from continuing to do what they're doing if they know there's never going to be an issue? Falls, later, DD, and Pups. Have a good time at the Led Zeppelin tribute. Stay safe, no doubt, says Brenda. Enjoy fall, says Groundsky. Brenda, Falls, you very welcome. Tori's in the house. Said hi. How you doing, Tori? Good to have you. Manax. Hey, what's going on, Manax? Brenda with the hearts. Hello, Manax. Fanflower, you are right, Devil Dog. Brenda, Johnny Cash wore black before Gothic, no doubt, right? Right? That is a fact. Dude, I like some of his music too, by the way, just for whatever it's worth. Mannix, L, Howdy, Little Red Bee. Oh no! Oh no, says Nanos. L, don't forget to hit the like, everyone. Hit the like. If you are new, subscribe. Click that hearts. Click those emojis. Let's get that algorithm going, everybody. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. That is literally what we're looking at. We are looking at just a bunch of chaotic missteps that were made. A lot of things that were happening that really shouldn't have happened that way. Lack of gathering of information was a crucial mistake. You know, the idea of halting a search and stopping people from searching organizations like Cajun Navy, and there's another one that I haven't heard before until somebody mentioned the other day. Uh, you know, these people are there to help, and they're not letting them help. Why, Nanos? Why would you do that? It's only going to make Nanos look good if they find Nancy or if they find her remains. But why? Why stop these people? Don't forget to hit the like, everyone. Brenda did Devil Dog before I did Devil Dog before entering. Thank you, Brenda. Columbo even had an episode with Johnny Cash. I saw the light. Yes, that was one of his big songs, no doubt about it. I mean, it just goes without saying, everybody. It really does. They made a plan, and the plan didn't go that way they expected. And they had nothing to fall back on. They literally had nothing to fall back on. That's why things were so chaotic. That's why you had doors in the back that were left open. That's why you had that not left open, propped open. That's why you had the chaos. So many different variables, you know, and then to try to figure out why. Well, it's because they didn't have a plan for the unaliving of somebody. They made a plan and the plan didn't go. You know, that's why I have a hard time giving them credit that they are literally like, this is a well oiled machine. They know what they're doing. I don't buy that one bit. If Nanos and his group had done things the right way, I think we would have been in the different place ATM. I agree with that. I agree with that, L. No doubt about it. Totally agree with it. The fact is, how are we ever going to really know? You know, it's going to take a lot. They are all there, by the way, at the Nancy's in front of Nancy's house. Just letting you all know they are there. I just saw Dad's go. Dad's going live. He just walked by. Obviously, we know that I have it on Sleuth, and I just saw Alex there. So they are there out front. In case anybody wants to jump on over there, I get it. No worries. Yeah, DGL is out there. I just saw him walk by. No worries. If you guys want to jump over, I get it. It's all good. No, you ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I think Juice is gonna be there. Juice is there every night. It seems like every day. So I would be shocked if he wasn't there. And supposedly JLR is gonna be there, and I want to say even I want to say even 857, but I could be wrong on that. But I thought I heard 857 was going to be there. Little Red B says, laughing out loud, I'm good here. Oh, thank you. I'm great to have you guys, no doubt about it. Juice is great. Such a wonderful person, in my opinion. Oh, no doubt. You can see the warmth in Juice. You can see the kindness in his personality, the way he conducts himself. Just like you can see others, the way they conduct themselves. Look, having a good personality and being open and being very real to people, people see that. And that's what they gravitate towards. That's what they want. They don't want the phony BS. Bay says, I'm good at doing one stream at my TV and one stream with chat on my laptop. Easy peasy. You got it, Paige. You got it. Menex, that Jews, I like him. Very respectful. He is. Marianne, JLR won't be in Arizona until tomorrow. Oh, okay. I thought he was flying out like Thursday and then getting there Friday today, but who knows? Jews truly cares. He really is wanting to find Nancy. Okay, M, thanks. L, you can see the authenticity absolutely. I mean, it's so obvious, guys, ladies. It's so obvious. Brenda, they should have given out what Nancy wore. They should have taped off the crime scene. They should have collected all the evidence and waited on returning the house to the apps. All that and above. No doubt about it. Well said. No doubt about it. All that and above, Brenda. You're 100% spot on. Lisa, 1985. L says, Lisa. You know, that's the thing. That's what's happening here. You know, I I really haven't heard a lot. I have heard about the people that we have talked about on other streams, just to be honest. But I have not heard a lot of pounding on these individuals that we have talked about. I'm talking hammering hard, constantly, one after the other, day in, day out, you know? And it's just sometimes you need to do that. You just need to do that. JLR got a direct flight into Phoenix tomorrow. Good deal. Good for him. Thank you, Marianne. Appreciate that. Mannix. Yes, Brenda. So yeah, there's a lot there, you know. And then you got, I mean, the guy at the top, which is Nanos. If he's deflecting and moving and pushing people in different directions, well, that even complicates that, right? I mean, that even complicates it big time. And not only that, but the idea that he does this in ways, whether knowingly or unknowingly, whether willing or unwilling, he does this, and it hurts because the officers, a lot of them are brand new, so they don't have a clue where to push back. Hell, they're probably too afraid to push back. They've probably seen people get terminated left and right, get removed, get pushed aside, and they're like, "Man, I just started my career. I don't want to be that person." So they're just gonna go with the flow. Gotta find the motive. Well, to me, the motive is the money. I mean, there's only one common denominator in this whole situation. It is the money. The money is the one common denominator that you can't ignore. Okay, um, to me, the money is the actual thing that everybody, as far as these people that we have talked about, that's what they want. Unfortunately, the person that they were targeting wasn't the person that could come up with that type of money. It had to be her daughter. And that's what makes it a little bit, out of the norm, if you will. Al says, yes, sometimes we just need to stay on top of it. I agree. Everyone, I'm going to start canceling ASAP for, I'm going to start concealing ASAP for help with my self control. It's a long story. I need a little guidance from a professional. Paige, you get all the help you need and you do what you got to do, my friend. We're behind you. No matter what, we're behind you. Manex, they are doing a terrible job collecting the money. Well, it's kind of hard to collect the money when you don't have a proof of life, right? I mean, and that proof of life probably went out the window like real quick in the process when something went wrong. And they knew they weren't going to be able to get money because everybody knows you're going to need to show a proof of life. And when they couldn't do that, to me, that is why they came back here recently, or I think it was the last time or the time before the last, when they came out and said, time is not of the essence. Time is not of the essence. Well, that's just saying she's unalive. So to ask for a proof of life, you're not going to show a proof of life because she's unalive. They're telling you. That takes that proof of life right out of the equation. Now the Bitcoin and the half a Bitcoin that they're asking for, they're only asking for that just to get something, just to try to get something. Not that they're going to get anything, but they're going to try every bit. It's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks, right? Throw all the spaghetti and see what sticks to the wall. That's why they did that, in my opinion. It wasn't like, oh, they did that because this. No, they did it because they knew they weren't going to be able to show a proof of life. And they wanted to get ahead of that. They wanted to be able to say, hey, I can't give you a proof of life because she's not alive. I told you. I literally told you. Right? That's what they're telling the family. I told you time is not of the essence anymore. But it didn't help, to be honest, when Savannah said, we just want her back. Either we go ahead and celebrate a life well lived, or we celebrate her being back. Well, that was just saying, hey, if she's unalive, we'll pay you for that. If she's gone ahead and she's alive, we'll pay you for that. The moral is that also was a signal to them saying, oh, maybe if we just tell them that time is not of the essence, then everything's going to flow all right because now they're not going to ask that one big question. We need a proof of life. Follow me? It's almost like you're dictating what they can get and what they can't get. What are you going to show? A unalive person laying there in a basement and underground and what? And then hear the stories that you're hearing. Oh, it was probably, I saw her. I know where she's at. I know who took her and I know where they buried her. Well, how are you going to show a proof of life on that? Now it becomes, do I really want to go ahead and give this person X amount of dollars and then he's just lying? See, they have nothing to lose because they're not getting anything. So they have nothing to lose by going with that narrative. Time is not of the essence anymore. They have nothing to lose. They're not getting anything. But just maybe if they say this, maybe the family will give in and give a little bit. Anything's better than nothing. That's how these criminals think. There's no doubt. No doubt in my mind. Yeah, sometimes we need to just stay on top of it. Paige. No doubt about it. Much emotions in my life and in my face. I'm growing into a new. I'm going growing into a new territory in life. I hope, and better. L. Lisa, always do what's best for you, no matter what. Says L. Right on, spot on. Not just this case, but multiple stuff. Totally get it. No one knows what others are going through. No one knows what others are going through. You just got to remember, we all go through something. Lisa, are you good? Thanks for your support, 1985 and Dog and everyone. Just bear with me. The Chantix is probably probably causing some of it too. Just hang in there, my friend. Hang in there. Manex, they could use AI and make an image of Nancy that talks. Duh. No, they could. They could. And only somebody who's two fries short of a Happy Meal and a couple nuggets missing from his Happy Meal would buy an AI film. It's not easy to detect what's an AI. You know, when they ask for a proof of life, you know what they're really asking? They're not asking, "Hey, show me a picture." They're asking, "Hey, we want to see her. We want to be able to say, 'Mom, are you okay? Are you doing fine?'" We want to be able to ask those questions. We want to make sure she's okay. Okay, and then you'll get your money. We'll give you whatever you ask, but we want to hear it from her. They're gonna know their mom. They're gonna know if it's BS or not. Just saying. No goods, no money. That's how it works. You don't got the goods, you don't got the money. Chantix is crazy. Paige says, "I want to be more like Devil Dog." You are good who you are, Paige. You are good who you are. But thank you. Appreciate the kind words, but you are good who you are, my friend. L, Lisa, I really do understand where you're coming from. We are behind you and we appreciate your thoughts about things, but most important is that you take care of you. Amen. Well said, L. Well said. Yes, Mannix, but I don't even think about a cigarette. Mannix, DD88, us a great role model for us all. Well, thank you so much, Mannix. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. I thank all of you. You guys could be other places watching other people with thousands and thousands of subscribers, but you're here having that conversation, and that means a lot to me. And that, my friends, is loyalty. That's what loyalty is all about. And I can't breathe, says Lisa. Just take it in, take deep breaths, exhale very slowly. Take some deep breaths, exhale slowly. That's what I learned. That and a bunch of other things from my military experience on the things that I've gone through. So it works. Believe me, it works. You just gotta take that deep breath, hold it in for about 4 or 5 seconds, slowly let it out, and just clear the mind. This too shall pass, but I'm grateful too. So that makes a huge difference. Amen. L, yeah, my ex-husband couldn't stick with Chantix. He ended up in the hospital with a threatening situation, and I helped him to realize he had to stop smoking. It isn't easy. No doubt. No doubt. Man, I am myself. I was at this house today actually encouraging breathing treatments. There you go, El. There you go. I'm telling you, I thought at first when I started, going to the VA, I thought at first that this was all like, oh man, this shit's just not gonna work. But I found myself over the course of my time in my life, I found myself going right back to that. And I'm telling you, it's those little things. There's a reason why they tell you about these little things because they do work. You just gotta have faith in it, and you gotta do it, and they do work. Mannix, laughing out loud, Lisa. Mannix, L. Hope your hubby is okay. Right, Dee Dee? You never know what's going on in someone else's life. Never. You never know. You don't know what they're dealing with. But when one thing I can say, Lisa, is that at least you come out and you let everybody know. Not specifically, but you let everybody know, and that's awesome because that's the trust that you have. And that's why everybody tells you, you just gotta go ahead and make sure you take care of you because that's the most important. That's the most important thing. And if you don't see that, no one else is going to see that. If you don't do it, no one else is going to do it. It's you. Got to make it happen. Maniacs ex-husband, but he's my son's dad, and I still care very much for him and will always have his back. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Very welcome. 1985, thanks for sharing that. I can relate. Manics, everybody and everyone. We need the support of others. I am so happy you are choosing to do what you need to have a healthier life. Onward. Manix, we need that. L, Lisa, yes, no doubt, Manix. Double Dog, you got that right. Yeah, that's just something that we all go through, no doubt. Different things, but the same outcome, right? DDS, it is the little things. Even when you don't see the results right away, it doesn't mean it isn't working. That is a fact. That is a fact. No doubt about it, my friends. No doubt about it. It's all about little steps, Paige. All about little steps. No doubt. Exactly. We want to see and hear her. Progress, not perfection. The truth sets me free. L 100%. Manix, we are justice seekers. Nothing wrong with that. Look, everybody, we want at this point, when it comes to Nancy, we just want her family to move on, for her to be able to rest in peace and have some closure. Because if that was my mom, that's all I would want. If that was my siblings, my family, that's all I would want. It's just to have that peace, right? Just to have that that place that I can go to pay respects to the people that I've lost, right? That's all we want for her. I mean, the idea to think that she's probably unalive is not, it's not really logical. It's not normal to think that because it's been a long time and with their health and medication. I mean, come on. Justice for Nancy. Amen. Justice for all. Amen. But see, that's the thing. Where they're fighting so many elements here, so many things that are happening that are not. It's so confusing because there's so many different variables being added to the equation. And that's not something easy to deal with. A new Brian N10, says Marianne. A new Brian N10 live. He states that Nanos is not talking to the Guthrie family. I have to finish watching it. Go ahead, fill us in. Brenda, I am so sorry you felt that way. You are not a failure. You tried. You did your best. I wish I could have been out there. Your efforts do count. Amen. God bless all the LEOs in Intel working this case. No doubt about it. 100%. But that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with so many different variables, so many different things. Yeah, for anybody who want to know, the juice just arrived there too, so he is there right now. So you got Alex, you got the juice, you got Sleuth, and you got I think it's and you got Dog, or Dad's Gone Live or something like that. That's it. You got those four right now. Brenda L, thank you, but I wanted to stay for a week, but my coordinator said only 3 days. Man, that sucks. No doubt. You did everything you could at the time, Brenda. It counts. Don't show yourself. No doubt about it. Oh, thank you, dog. I'm watching them on TV without chatting. You're good. You're good. The dab. No doubt. I mean, look, it's always good to hear other perspectives because you can learn a lot from other people as well. I've always said that. We can all learn from each other. The fact that the more people that come in are the more people that you get to learn from. But I want to learn from people who are speaking in my language. And I don't mean in my language like literally, I mean who understand the dynamics. I want to be able to bounce things off of things that I know to be valid and true, right? And it kind of see if those things are bouncing off the same way and are comparing notes basically. Um, so yeah, I really look and I enjoy. That's why I like some of the pods that I listen to, and some of the people that I listen to because they're very smart. There's a lot of smart people out there. Make no mistake. But when you're in a certain realm, you're wanting to see where exactly does that knowledge fit, right? Where does it fit? That's what I like. I needed to hear that because I'm a professional searcher with a cadaver dog, and we couldn't find anything of Nancy in those 3 days. I can understand, Brenda. I get it. I get it. But that's so that all you can do is what you can do, and that's it. That's all you can do, and no one can ask more of what you can do. You know, that's more than a lot of people have done. That's more than a lot of people have gone there to do. So kudos for you. Kudos to you for being out there when you could, even if it was a short amount of days. Kudos to you. Mannix, thank you. Brenda, every minute counts, every effort counts. Your efforts are appreciated. Mannix, Brenda, the doesn't is so harsh too. That desert, yes, it is. That desert is so harsh. No doubt about it. I know my time in the desert from Desert Storm. There's no doubt about it. That's probably why they call it Desert Storm. L says, that's fine. I did handout letters, flyers between Phoenix, Arizona, and also in Tucson. Right, Manix. I don't know if I would make it more than a half hour there, laughing out loud, but I have health issues. Yes, so many very intelligent people all working individually together towards the same cause. It's so cool. It is awesome. It is very awesome. No doubt about it. Manax. It's not just harsh, it's also very dangerous. You have scorpions, you had tarantulas on top of it. You get what they call in jumping cactus, and yes, it does attack you. Ugh. Hey, such a diverse, huge group. 1,000 of us. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Brenda, like Dee Dee said, it's more than many have done. It's most certainly more than I could do physically. Well said, El. Well said. I should type up and compile my intel notes and email them to you, DD. Do that for me, Man X. I would really love to read it. I would really love to read it and examine it and look at it and try to, try to put those pieces. If you have the time, do that for me. I would much appreciate it. And a thank you ahead of time, no doubt about it. Same here, 1985. Brenda, that's true. I love typing, says Paige. L, Lisa, we are still in support of our support matters. Amen. Love it. Jumping cactuses. Oh my. Yeah, I didn't even know what the hell that was until I heard someone say that here a few weeks ago, and I thought, really? Is that really something? Hell, I guess it is. I thought they were being crazy, but hey, maybe it is jumping cactuses. 1986 is my graduating year. Ah, so cool, says Paige. L says, that's right. We have to support one another, otherwise, we fail. We fall hard, no doubt. Be a couple of days for the notes. Sounds good to me, Manix. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. 59 here. 59 here. Lisa, good years. Missed that 80s and 90s. So I think you know what would be good, honestly, everybody. Maybe we should just go ahead and tune in and see what they talk about. See if we can gather some insight and some information from all the streamers that are out there right now at Nancy's. Maybe we can gather some intel, and maybe I'm able to maybe see something, hear something that might, you know, shed some light into something, or maybe there's something that I'm missing that I could actually gain and gather. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what we should do. Manix, yes, there is a cactus that actually move and jump at you and will nail you with the prickers. For Galaxy had to be taken to the vet because of them. Wow. Interesting. Super loud. You got that right. Brenda, it's so dangerous for the dogs. Jesus, I'm not sure I would even. Yeah, that would be difficult for me to want to take a dog out there under those situations. Wow, interesting. Mannix, yes, but praise God, I knew about Tucson, Arizona, and also Phoenix because I used to live in Phoenix. I had a brother that went to Yuma, Arizona. He was in the Marine Corps and he was in aviation, and they have an aviation base out there in Yuma, Arizona. And he used to tell me about it, how it was out there. But the only thing I've ever done in it, well, I just got back. We just got back probably, I don't know, last October, November, last October, I believe, or early November. We just got back from Waddell, and it was a great visit, great time. But now that I see all the stuff like out in the desert, and I see what I'm seeing now, I'm not so sure I would ever want to really go live there. You know what I mean? My lifelong big hair was semi acceptable in the late 80s. Manic says, we need mules. Bless you.
Thank you.
L says, such a good group we have here. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Brenda, Dee Dee, thank you. You very welcome. Fanflower, right back at you all. Thank you. This is a great chat. I enjoy having this conversation, everybody. Make no mistake. I really do. There is still no news. Flipping to Joanna, there's still no news on Joanna Shields from Carlsbad. Nothing there. Nothing has come out. Same with um, Spencer and Monique Tepe. Nothing there. So right now, there's nothing really going on over there as well. We tried 1985, give us an E for effort and very least, but we succeeded. Yep. Manix. Lisa, absolutely, and everything counts. Manix, Lisa, we used to call the big hair the haystack. Every little thing, 100%. That's interesting that nothing has come out about the hiker. It's crazy. I'm telling you, I just feel like there's more to the story. I feel like that story is going to take off. Can't take off right now because the only information that you have is from the hikers, and you don't even have really any information from the person who was with her. They're like keeping that hush hush all the way down. They don't even know. We don't even know his name. We're going off by what the hikers stated that he told them when they saw him. So they're really keeping this hush hush. And I mean, I get it. They're probably trying to work the pieces, the dynamics to figure out who, what, when, where, why. Totally get it. But yeah, that's why it's so crickets. Here, it's a little different because here in Tucson, with Nancy, there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of people of interest. So why, if they're not getting interviewed or re-interviewed, is beyond me. But there's a lot of people of interest. There's a lot of information. It may not be the golden nugget that everybody wants, but it is information that's very crucial to the case. That goes without saying.
You have live?
L says probably keeping things under wraps. That would be my guess, in all honesty. We are not just a chat. We are a Marine chat family. Ooh, raw, simplify that, Brenda. Simplify. No doubt about it. Everything is being kept quiet. Everything. Anticipation is what's so demoralizing. No doubt about it. There's more to a lot of all things in my opinion, says Al. Right on. High anxiety, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Brenda Didi, you move close. That cactus will attack you and nail you at what? You move close. That cactus will attack and nail you. What does prickers? I can only imagine. Like I said, I've never even heard of that until here a few weeks ago, and now you guys are confirming it, and I'm just like, damn. What the hell would I want to go back to Arizona other than for family? There were lots of people following the e-bike thing. Yeah, VMIS. VMIS is in the house. Something isn't right. Fill us in, VMIS. VMIS 5, fill us in. Yeah, something isn't right. Mancat. I do not like the attack cactus. Hey, Jess Gronsky, Sleuth Right. Lisa Pay, Semper Fi, VMS, it's terrible. Gronsky, no big sir. No doubt. VMS, me and Dog from Ohio are laughing about the jumping cactus attacks. No doubt. Thank God we don't have that crazy nonsense over here in Ohio. Mancat, me neither, says Brenda. Jumping cactus. I never heard of such an animal. That is crazy. Oh, okay, Groundsky. But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, and there's a lot of other stories going to evolve e-bikes. Lisa says Groundsky. But I'll tell you one thing. One of my things that I'm really leaning to, and I know, look, LD's still going to be my top of my list, regardless. He's going to always be on top of my list. My number one guy. Kaleha is up there as well because of the phone call or the 9-second phone call in the messages to TNA. And TNA, I tell you what, they're climbing that ladder. I'm starting to really think that is this really something that a family member would have done? And I'm starting to think that very possibly, yes. Very possibly it is something they could have done or been involved in. No clue, Gronsky. Somehow I'm lost again, but it's me, not you. We need the missing 7 seconds of the porch video. That would be nice, right? How fitting they were able just to give us what they wanted and not really everything that was there. We need the missing 7 seconds of the porch video. TNA, I really can't get past it. I started thinking it and changed my mind back to thinking they're involved. I'm telling you, it kills me it bothers me to say that because of the fact that I just hate going there. But my gosh, man, there's just so much there. There's so much substance there that I just can't diminish the fact that TNA could be really involved in this and really like fighting LD and DC for that top spot. I'm really starting to believe that. And I don't want to get sidetracked, but I mean, how can you not when you're hearing everything and you're reading everything that's happening? Yeah, no doubt about it, Al. I can understand that. I'm already a wishy-washy person, but I really changed my mind about this case a lot. You almost have to, because if you don't, you're definitely going to be lost. You have to go with what that your gut feeling is telling you. Al says, I don't want to think that either, but I can't. I know the feeling, my friend. I have changed my mind quite a few times. It's the worst thought. I know it is. I'm really confused, so I'm not sure who it is. It's a huge bummer, saying without a doubt. We completely understand and agree.
If she's not playing, I might go. We could do a duo.
Yeah, it's just hard to be able to process all this, you know. And look, we could be like the masses and just say what everybody else is saying, but I can't do that. We need to stick to what we're talking about. We need to stick to what and how we're processing this information. Because I'm telling you, I honestly don't think we're that far off at all, if off at all. In all honesty, that's how confident I am. Could I be wrong? Of course I could, just like everybody else. Sure, but I just don't see it. We completely understand and agree, and it's a lot, truly. I would think it's going to lean that way to me at the end of the day with LD, DC, and TNA. That's where I'm leaning. I think all the other people we talked about, they're all people of interest. From the double pack guy to KD to Kiki and the photographer to all, they all play a role in something.
Okay.
But those three, they're probably going to be my top three. If one of them's not in my if one of them's not involved out of those three, then man, I missed something big time. Because I honestly believe that one, if not all of those people, could be involved. I like your sense of confidence, dog. Um, I have to do it because I have to do it. It's this way. Look, it's and then this way. Yep. Maybe I wouldn't be so confused if people would stop adding names every day. I know the feeling. I get it. And Gronsky says Luke's mom knows more. I believe that she does too, Gronsky. I believe that she's literally covering for, in my opinion, for her son. In my opinion, I do believe that. Feel your pain, Marion Mayer. Well said, VMS. No doubt. I agree with that wholeheartedly. No doubt about it. I just, there's too much stuff there for LD not to be my number one person of interest. Too much. It just goes without saying. And here's the thing. People always say, well, it's just circumstantial evidence. It's not like you have any really proof. Well, that's how you get proof. You turn that circumstantial evidence into very, very details, and then you verify those details to gain your facts, whether it's true or not. That's just how it works. That's how it works. Nobody goes into a case thinking they have all the facts. Nobody. I don't care what case it is. If it's a case like this or a case similar to this, no one goes in there knowing that, oh, I have the facts. This is what happened. No. You may have an idea. You may have a theory. You may have an opinion. But until you validate those details, that's when you get your facts, either one way or the other, either a hoax or the truth. That's how that works. So, yes, circumstantial evidence is very important. You can't convict on circumstantial evidence, but you can sure as hell decipher things to make sure that it now becomes a fact. Vimas said, so someone was saying G Nanos said that if the hair doesn't come back as showing someone guilty, then it's done a cold case. Well, I will tell you this, VMS. Respectfully, I would say Nanos don't know what the hell he's talking about. Okay? Because the reality is the only time it's going to be a cold case is going to be 3 years from now. A minimum of 2.5, 3 years. That's when it becomes a cold case. Now, he may make it cold. He can shove that file deep in the freezer all he wants. But the reality is that it's not a cold case. It's going to be this case could be solved in a year to 2 years to even 3 years. Yeah, that's when it usually becomes a cold case after 3 years, right at 3 years or after. So the idea that he would even make that comment, the idea that he would already make a comment like that, if in fact it is true that he said that, would be ludicrous. I mean, why would you even think of that? You know, why would you even remotely go there? You know, makes no sense other than try to get people conditioned to already believe the inevitable, right? Try to get people conditioned to believe the inevitable because when it does come and everything has been faltered, if you will, for a better lack of words, then they say, well, you know, I told you guys, you know, we did what we could, and you know, I don't know. I mean, you know, it's a cold case. You know, no, it's not a cold case. They won't look at it any. They won't look at it until to be a cold case. You have to be right at about 3 years. That's just a fact. I do gain a certain sense of comfort being involved in all these live streams, chats, and that's cool too. We missed the hair doesn't come back as showing someone's guilty, then it's done it's done a cold case. Yeah. I don't believe none of that nonsense, obviously, V miss. And I'm saying that only based on the fact that it's gotta be at least 3 years before they will consider this a cold case. So unfortunately, Nanos is going to get off his ass and he's going to have to continue to do his job and try to find who did this because cold case, just to say it's a cold case, for one, I don't think the people would stand for it, and two, this is like a dagger that will seal his faith, no doubt about it. I'm a robot. You're right, Dee Dee. It just makes no sense. I'm not sure why anybody would say that. If he in fact did say that, I'm not sure why they would say that. That is ludicrous. That's crazy. That's asinine. Marianne, Brian Anton said that Nano said he isn't talking to the Guthrie family. The FBI is. I have to finish Brian's live. Go ahead. Go ahead, Marianne. Do your thing. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and end this. Let's go ahead and end this live. We'll go back tomorrow, hopefully at 9. Like I said, I had some things that happened today that I had to take care of. But I appreciate your all's understanding. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for spending some time. We've done about an hour and a half. Yeah, about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, somewhere in there. But thank you, everybody, for, you know, enlightening me and helping me learn more things and helping me gain a lot more knowledge by your all's theories and ideas and opinions. This is how we learn. The more people we get in the channel, the more people we bounce things off of, the more we're able to go ahead and learn from one another. That's just how it works. DD, so LD is your top. Is your top. Can you give us a hypothetical of his participation? Everything that I stated about him, there's just too many anomalies that literally he has either done himself, incriminated himself, lied to authorities, lied under oath.
Okay,
Um,
you can just stop.
there's just too many things that there would be no way I could say that he's not my number one guy. And it's based on all those factors. the lying to authorities. He said he never knew KD. We know that was a lie because they got arrested together twice, if I'm not mistaken. The idea that he would say the comments to the officer, yes, I know those are comments. They're just not logical. They're not logical comments. They're not something that normal people would say. Then you go on to the blue car where mysteriously no one knows who was driving it, no one knows when it got totaled. That speaks volume. The idea of the woman screaming from the blue car, was it his car? Could it have been his car? Very possible. The idea that he confirmed a lot of the comments that he made to Brianna Whitney on air, that speaks volume. Everything that he has done to try to get him out of the limelight, or everything he has done to say, hey, I want to vindicate myself, or I want to show people that it wasn't me, he did the opposite. He made more attention because of the things he said. I left my cell phone on my dresser door Saturday. You can look at it if you want. I didn't have it with me that night. Where in the hell does that come from? So, because of those reasons, I believe he is my number one person of suspect, person of interest. Therefore, I would definitely have to talk to him again. I would definitely be interviewing him again. And I would have him answer those questions because some of these things happened after the first time when they searched his vehicle and they talked to him. Some of these things happened after that. So, yeah, you could go back and say, we're having another interview here. We want to ask you about some of these things, that comments that were made. Simple as that. And then, but, I say it so plainly, but in actuality, you're going to hammer his ass to get him to talk. The idea that KD was arrested the day before, and then the very next day they had a search warrant signed by a judge for his vehicle and the mother's home. No, that's not coincidence. Nowhere near coincidence. So when you ask me, Soren Energy, that hypothetically of his participation, I think he was. I don't think he was the mastermind. By no means do I think he was the mastermind. By no means do I think he was the guru of the group. No way. No, I'm not saying that at all. But I think he is a very weak link. He is a very weak link. If you're going to pick somebody out of a lot of these people, to me, that man's going to be a weak link. In other words, he's going to be able to crack. You're going to be able to crack him and get him to speak. Because I see no confidence in that man. I see no fire in that man. I see no sense of urgency in that man to be able to try to defend himself. Maybe because he knows it's true. That's just my opinion. Marianne, thank you, DD. You got it. Appreciate you, Marianne. Thank you, Dog and Puffs. Thank you, Lisa. Have a good night. Manex, thank you. L, take care, everyone. Have a good night, Lisa. Later, Gronsky. Better days ahead. Stay plus, always. Stay strong, always. Marianne. Oh, no, Nanos. I mean, this participation, his position in the situation, just a hypothetical. Yes, yes. But hypotheticals also can add up to very solid details, very solid. Is it hypothetical? Absolutely. Do I know for a fact that he's involved? No. And I've never said that. But he's my person of interest because in my opinion, there's just too many things that have happened with him that are not explained yet. Too many things that he has stated that can't be explained other than a sense of, for better lack of words, a sense of guilt. But you're right. I know that he's did it? No. Do I know he was a part of it? No. I don't know anybody that was a part of it. But I can tell you what, if I had to pick my top three, the three that I just told you are definitely my top three, and those are the reasons why. In my gut experience, in my experience, and in my gut, that's where I would be leaning to. And I think if they lean hard on that, he's going to break because he is a weak link. Not that he's a bad person because he's a weak link. He's just somebody that doesn't have that I don't see that confidence in that fighter of the fighter of no one's gonna take me down if I didn't do nothing wrong type of deal. No, I don't see that in him. That's why I say the weak link, in my opinion. Like, would he be the leader, the porch guy, or the driver? He could be the porch guy because the porch guy kind of seems very dun, 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 seems very awkward. I could see him being the porch guy. The driver, I think they're going to put some. I think that would probably be. That would probably. It could be him, but he could be the driver. He could be the porch guy. As far as the lookout, definitely not going to be a lookout. He doesn't have the attention span. You can see it when you hear him talk. He's all over the place. He's scatterbrained, in my opinion. So therefore, he would never be the lookout person. And as far as making like gut wrenching decisions, spare on the moment, on the fly, he doesn't have that in him. But could he be? He's not even the muscle for that matter. He's just a guy that is a body that can fill a role. That's what I think it is, to be honest. In my opinion. Just my opinion. In my opinion, Luke would be the Porsche guy. In my opinion. Paige says, not the brains, but the bulk muscle criminal. I can see that. Paige, brains is TC in my opinion. What? Yes. I would say TC would be more of the brains. He nothing but the guy who put it together. If he has a role, it's going to be that, in my opinion. You know, DC, in my opinion, he's another one of them. Like he's like LD, but probably just a tad bit, if not a little bit more, has a little bit more confidence, a little bit more fire, but he still is not the mastermind, in my opinion. So yeah, that's how I would see it. In all honesty, why? What are you thinking, Soren Energy? Luke does the hard part, but with ease. From experience, sort of, in my opinion, it's very possible. I think he's involved too. I really do. I really do. But I hope that answers that question because I really do think that everything that he has done and said has literally fit the mold. But what are they afraid of so bad not to tell on the rest? What so but what are they afraid of so bad not to tell on the rest? I'll tell you exactly what they fear. It's a no-brainer, Soren Energy. What they fear is the fact that she became unalive. You went from a lesser charge of a kidnapping by force because there was somebody that had a gun there, more than likely, right? So that obviously elevates the charge. It brings that charge to a higher crime because you have a weapon on you. So they're going to say you used a weapon as intimidation. So that's going to make it even higher. But then in the same process, you committed another felony by unaliving her. So now you went from a simple thinking you're going to get a payday to now bringing a gun to a crime, to commit a crime. So you started from basically a breaking and entry, because everything's a breaking and entry, right? Even though there was nothing broken when you entered. It's just the common phrase. Everything's a breaking and entering. You went in somebody's property without, went in somebody's home without them inviting you in. Yeah. So you went from a breaking and entering. You committed a felony because you kidnapped, but then it escalated even more because you have a weapon on you, so that's included in that, so that makes that charge go higher. On top of that, she becomes unalive. Yeah, they could tell you you're probably going to see 80 years in prison. The rest of your life's going to be in prison. You know, now will he get all that? Probably not. You know, he may get 20, he may get 30, hell, he may get 40. Big case like this. But my point is, yeah, he literally, that's why he would be afraid to come out. That's why any one of the enabled bodies that were just there as a lookout or as a driver or as a person that was just there because they were a body to fill that role. Yeah, that's what they're afraid of. Because you think we do 2 to 5 because of going in someone's property and trying to kidnap her and then trying to get a ransom. Yeah, we're probably going to see 2 to 5, maybe 7 years. You talk about all this dynamics I just laid out to you, man. You're talking about you might as well spend the rest of your time of your life, the majority of your life in prison, and that's what they're afraid of. That's why no one's coming out. Because even the people that are the mastermind behind it, whoever they may be, the mastermind behind it, they're saying, if I go down, you guys, any one of you talk, we all are going down. Because we're all going to because this just now made it worse by her becoming unalive. That's where I see everything from a law enforcement perspective. So yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that they're not saying nothing. Because it has escalated so bad that no matter how you look at it, they're screwed every which way but loose. They are screwed. So they can't say nothing. That's why, probably, in my opinion, DC is going to bite the bullet and do that 6 months in jail or whatever for fraud of trying to get this Bitcoin, because he knows if it gets all exposed on everything else, it's very possible he's going to be doing like, 20, 30, 40 years in prison. Or that's what they're going to threaten him with. And then he'll have to spill the beans on everything he knows about everybody else, not just the people in the Nancy case, but any other case that he might know. Something to think about. But that's why they're afraid. The price of losing your freedom for that long, it's one thing to say 6 months, it's another thing to say 60 years. I'm just being real. Because every one of those charges are going to give you probably 10 to 15, maybe even 20. You have a weapon, you committed a felony with a weapon. That's another felony charge. On top of that, you went ahead and you made that person unalive. That's another 20. Now we're up to about 40 to 50 years. You broke in the house. That's a little charge, but they're still going to add it. That may be another 3, 4 years, 5 years. And it elevated into a breaking and entering. It elevated that charge because you had a weapon. You're screwed. That weapon does wonders. That's why when KD went ahead and got arrested, and we found out that she only doing 6 months, and I said, that's crazy, and everybody was like, that's crazy. That doesn't seem right. Well, that's because when you have a drug charge and you bring weapons involved in that drug charge, guess what? That charge of drugs that would only have been like maybe, 2 to 5, maybe 2 to 5, somewhere in there, now just escalated to about 10 to 15 because you had a weapon there. That's my prognosis, my friend, in all honesty. Prison is the reason why they are not going to talk. They're going to have to squeeze somebody like maybe they did with KD. That's a very probable scenario. That I'm not ruling out one bit that they probably squeezed her to give up something that's going to lead to something that would make all the sense to me in the world. They're sweating bullets right now, no doubt about it, Paige. 110%. L says, agreed. Soren says, so Tommaso, the leader. I don't know if he's the leader. In my opinion, he couldn't be anything else but the leader, in my opinion. He couldn't be anything more than the leader, in my opinion. He's not going to play second fiddle to any other of the people that we talked about, any of them. Any of them, out of all of them that we talked about already, he's not going to play second fiddle. He's going to be the guy that's doing the least but making everything happen. He's what they said before, that old additive that they said, oh, he's the puppet master. He's the puppet master, in my opinion. I don't know that to be factual. I'm just saying, from what I see, there's nothing. There's not another role he could play in that scheme, and that's his role. That would be his role. Paige, in my opinion, yes. Annie, the lookout and cleanup, very possible. Soren, very possible. I can see that being spot on. And Tommaso and Annie, the liaison to Nano. All this has not happened by accident. That's a fact. Soren, he's trying to sign off, please, says Paige. He already said goodbye a few times. Soren, yes, agreed. The unalive, however, even more reason to tell who did the unaliving. That I don't think was done intentionally. Believe it or not, I don't think that was done intentionally. I think that was something that somebody did by accident, like striking her to get her to shut up, or striking her to give them what they wanted, as far as maybe papers or documents or whatever. Or possibly somebody did it, hit her with something because she was screaming from a car, and then all of a sudden her heart couldn't pump it, couldn't take it, and she ended up becoming unalive. I don't think it was deliberately done, but you know what? On paper, they're going to be charged for deliberately happening. That's a fact. Soren, so he can get a lesser sentence, etc. He can't get a lesser sentence. No, because you have to remember, he's not getting no lesser sentence, because even though they didn't mean to do it, you have to look at all the elements of what they brought to the table. They brought a gun to commit a felony. Okay? And on top of that felony, bringing that gun, breaking and entering with a gun, that's going to shoot it up to a felony. Okay? Then they went ahead and kidnapped her. Okay? That's another felony. Then they went ahead and in that felony, also with the gun, is going to elevate that charge. So it's going to elevate two charges right here, right at the get-go. Then on top of that, she became unalive. By accident or no accident, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. No, there's no, if he's gonna get a deal, he's gonna do. My guess, the deal's gonna be, he's first of all, he's not gonna talk because he's got everything to lose, everything. But if he did, he'd probably get no less than 15 to 20 easily. No less than 15 to 20 easily, and that's to talk. Because that's how many charges they have built up. And if they run it and they charge them consecutively, that they end up charging them consecutively, so they stack them all together. My God, you're looking at a shitload of years, man. Just saying. So he won't get a lesser charge. That's a fact. That I can tell you. He ain't gonna get a lesser charge. The one who could possibly get a lesser charge is probably the driver or the lookout person, because they're co-conspirators. Okay, so they'll probably get a lesser charge, but they're still going to do some time, in my opinion, and from what I know in law enforcement. L says, have a good night, everyone. Gotta make a call in a minute. Take care. See you all. God bless you all. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, 9 o'clock a.m. Be there. Don't be square, but be there. We'll talk then. Remember, everything's common sense, everybody. Everything's common sense. I like how you make me think there, Soren Energy. Simplify, everybody.